Your memory isn't a recording. It's an editor, and it's been quietly rewriting your beliefs, your habits, and your recollections without ever asking permission. Today, 5 effects that show exactly how your brain bends reality to save itself effort. Once you notice them, you'll catch yourself doing every single one. You see the same claim online 3, 4, 5 times, different accounts, same wording. By the 5th time, it doesn't feel like a rumor anymore. It feels like something you just know. This is the illusory truth effect. Repetition alone makes a statement feel more true, completely independent of whether it actually is. Your brain isn't fact-checking. It's pattern-matching familiarity. Hearing something over and over makes it easier to process, and your brain has a shortcut. Things that are easy to think about get mistaken for things that are correct. Fluency feels like truth, even when they're not related at all. So the next time a claim feels obviously true, ask where that certainty actually came from: evidence or just repetition. That question gets even more useful with the next effect, which is about the things you deliberately choose not to know. You know your bank balance isn't good, so you don't check it. You know the test results are ready, so you let the email sit unread for 2 more days. This is the ostrich effect, avoiding information that's negative or stressful, even when that information would actually help you. Named exactly how it sounds: head in the sand. Your brain treats not knowing as a kind of temporary safety. But the problem doesn't pause while you avoid it. It usually keeps growing quietly in the dark, while you feel calmer for no real reason. So the anxiety you're avoiding by not checking is almost always smaller than the anxiety of checking too late. Speaking of things that won't leave you alone, here's why an unfinished task can haunt you more than a finished one ever could. An open email draft, a half-written report, an argument that ended mid-sentence. Somehow those stick in your head way harder than the 10 things you actually finished today. This is the Zeigarnik Effect. Uncompleted tasks get remembered far more vividly than completed ones, and they keep intruding on your thoughts until they are resolved. Your brain treats an unfinished task like an open tab it can't fully close. It holds a little tension in the background, using up attention, until you either finish it or deliberately release it. That's why simply writing the task down, even without doing it, often quiets the noise. Your brain doesn't need it done. It just needs to stop being the one responsible for remembering it. Next up, why familiarity alone can make you like something. A song you skipped the first time you heard it. By the 10th listen, it's stuck in your head and somehow you love it now. This is the mere exposure effect. Simply being exposed to something repeatedly increases how much you like it, with zero new information required. Repeated exposure makes something easier for your brain to process, and easier to process gets mistaken for safer and more likable. Familiarity itself becomes the reason you're drawn to it. It's why ads repeat, why songs get replayed on the radio, and why the coworker you barely noticed in week 1 feels like a friend by week 12. Now, the last effect about how your brain remembers an entire experience using almost none of it. A vacation had one miserable, rainy day buried in the middle, but the final sunset was incredible. Somehow, you remember the whole trip as amazing. This is the peak-end rule. You don't remember experiences as an average. You remember the most intense moment and however it ended and basically nothing else. Your memory isn't built to store the whole timeline accurately. It samples 2 points, the peak and the finish, then lets those 2 moments represent the entire thing. Which means how something ends matters disproportionately more than how long it lasted. A strong final moment can rescue an otherwise rough experience, and a weak one can ruin an otherwise great one. 5 quiet edits your brain makes without telling you. The Illusory Truth Effect, the Ostrich Effect, the Zeigarnik Effect, mere exposure, and the Peekend Rule. None of them mean your mind is broken. It just runs on shortcuts. If this helped you catch your brain in the act, subscribe new psychology breakdowns like this one every day.